Hello and welcome to my crafting vlog. I'm enjoying watching people's floss tubes and I thought I would participate. So here we go. I'm wearing a shawl that I finished making recently. You can see here. It's too big to show the whole thing on camera, but the pattern was Lost in Time by Mijo Crochet, and it's really beautiful. I'm quite pleased about it. For my next project, I wanted to do some cross stitch. So I went to Michael's and I picked up some kits. So they had this one is called Monmartre, and it's just very pretty and attractive. I really like the look and the feel of it. Also have this one, which I really love flowers a lot, so I picked this one up. And of the two, I decided to start with this one. So this is what I've been working on. And here I have my progress. So you can see I have completed a fair amount of the arc, L'Arc de Triomphe. And my plan is to then continue around the elements as they connect. I just think it'll be easier. I won't have to get lost in counting. So like the bicycle connects here to these stitches that are already on. So I put the bicycle and then it overlaps with the stamp. And then that stamp overlaps with another stamp. And then there's a little light pole that's not connected, but it's just right next to it. It's only like 1 or 2 stitches away. And then there's the flowers and some words. Anyways, you get the idea, and just go around and around until I've completed the whole thing. But this is how far I've come. It's quite slow. It seems like some people can stitch very quickly, and I'm not sure. I don't think I'm quite that fast, so that's all right though. I'll finish it eventually. And then this is my handy storage system. Ooh, don't spill out. So I just laid them out in a box because I don't have any better way at the moment. I really don't like bobbins. I've used them and I'm not a fan, so I just have my things here. Ta-da! Laid out in number order, and then as I use it, I just pull some, and then my extra I just have wrapped around. See? So we're a little bit low budget right now, and that's fine. Eventually I'll be able to afford some floss drops, or maybe I'll just make some out of cardstock for the meantime. But I really wanted to stitch, not do paper crafts right now, so I got started. I had this box sitting around and that was handy. Hey, I thought I would hop on and make a little video of my progress. Here we are. I have finished the main item. All of the stitching, all of the back stitching, all of the half stitching, it is complete. I think it looks pretty good. Yeah. It's funny, I definitely made some mistakes, yeah. I think I'm gonna have to find a different way to manage confetti options or patterns, but that's okay. I can do it later. On this one, it didn't matter too much because you can barely tell the difference between some of these colors anyways, so it's fine. But I think it looks good. And I'm excited to continue around and work on new parts of the picture. Okay. Let's see, what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, these colors were rough. The very lightest brown was it was so similar to the fabric, I could barely tell that I had made stitches. Oh, that was painful. And then I couldn't tell the difference between the very lightest brown and the next one. So that was painful. But I did it. I finished that center item, and then I think there's more contrast in the colors moving out. So we'll see. We'll see how things go with all of that. Hello, hello. Welcome back, or welcome for the first time. I'm filming, but I haven't figured out editing and posting yet, so we'll see what happens. But all the same, I thought today I would talk some about my experiences and journey with crochet as a craft. So I actually began when I was in my 20s. No, that's not entirely true. I sort of learned how from like my grandmothers, but I never made anything. And then when I was in my 20s, I bought this skein. How do y'all pronounce it? Which one is it? I'm going to go with skein today. So I bought a skein of yarn that was red and had little other colors sort of mixed in. And I started crocheting just rows. I don't even know. I was probably single crochet. Back and forth, back and forth. I was like, I'm going to make a scarf. So I worked on that. I worked on it for a long, long time. Because it would go on pause. It would just go into storage and not be looked at or used or anything. And I did eventually construct a scarf, and it was pretty ugly, but I did it. And I learned in doing that about if you don't do it right, your thing sort of shifts each row. It goes, so it was at this angle. And then I kind of figured it out. So it was at an angle for a little while, and then I straightened it out and we went straight. So that was fun. That was entertaining. But I got rid of that ages ago. I don't have it. Sorry, can't show you. And then I haven't crocheted. I haven't crocheted in so long until earlier this year. So in the spring sometime, I got it in my head I was going to crochet. And so I bought this thing on Amazon. It's like this bag, and it came with an assortment of hooks and this like box of little tools, like the little stitch markers and the row counter and some scissors that are absolute garbage. Some what are those things called? Tapestry needles, the plastic kind. And then I'm not sure what these are. It's like squiggly do. I think it's to help. It's to help with something, but I don't know what. So it just lives there. Oh, and these fun little needle toppers. These are cute. And like protect your needle. I've already lost one. And it came with all this yarn as well. Little skeins of thread, and they are 56 yards. So I was like, oh, well, I can just practice. I can do things. So I started making little granny squares. Got a nice collection here of just different patterns that I practiced making with my variety of colors. Just sort of get an idea of what crochet is all about. And I guess in my head, these were all going to be the same size. And then they're very much not the same size. And so then I was like, well, I don't know what to do with them. They're just kind of sitting in my bag. It's kind of like hanging out until I decide to do something with them besides have them laying here. They were kind of fun to make, though. I think they came out all right. Oops. Oh, big fill. There we go. See, some of them are really, really big, and others are like not very big at all. So that's it. And it came, I mean, it has a whole rainbow. It was like 24 colors or something. I don't remember. There's a lot of colors. So that was fun. And then I was at the craft store and there was a yarn that was really beautiful. And I thought, I'm going to get that. So I did. And it actually is, oh, this section. This was the yarn I bought. And it came with a pattern, and I was like, oh, okay, let's do the pattern. So, you guys, I crocheted a lot of rows, and I would do what it said, and then at the end, it had a number in parentheses, and it was like, 40 stitches, 46 stitches. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I got to make 40 stitches. So I guess that's the return. It's not the return. Don't do that. I mean, it was this shape, diamond shaped. It was coming out diamond shaped. I was like, this is not the right shape. What's wrong? So, anyways, yeah, it's because I wasn't doing the pattern right. So I learned something there. And then it was boring. I was like, I'm bored. I don't like this. So I went, oh, and I needed more yarn. I was like, there is no way that this yarn is going to make an entire shawl. And I was correct. So I was at the store and I bought this one. And I was like, oh, I'll fill it in, or I'll do this, or I'll do that. And then I changed my mind and I just started a whole new shawl. So this pattern is Lost in Time by Mijo Crochet. And I worked on this all summer, and then, well, that's not entirely true. I worked on it beginning sometime in the spring and then through the beginning of July when I was visiting my dad in Los Angeles. When I got back to Houston, it was just too hot. It's like, it's like a blanket and it sits on you while you're making it. And when it's hot and humid, I don't really want to sit with a blanket on me. So I didn't work on it very much for some months. And then it cooled off and I started working on it again. And so I used up this whole kind of yarn, 2 of these, and then I get another one to finish. And the way that it ended up being, I call this Sunset on the Beach. I just think it's so, so pretty. I'm very much in love with how this came out. I'm super, super, super pleased. I need to take a picture of it laying outside, but it's been wet, so whatever, we'll get to it eventually. Anyway, so I did that. I finished that a month or so ago. I'm not sure. And then I started some cross stitch things, and I don't know, I've done some other little things, but recently, like a week ago, I said, I'm going to do some more crochet. Oh, that's right. So while I was making this shawl, I did something. I injured my hand. And excruciating pain right here in the palm of my hand. So I had to I was icing my hand. I was doing all this. I had to stop for over a week. I was like, never mind. I can't. I wanted to, but I couldn't. And I finally sorted out. So my thumb can hyperextend. And so I was hyperextending my thumb while I was doing my motions. And I think that's putting more, what do you call it? Strain on these muscles. So anyways, I just have to be very conscientious to keep my thumb supported at a good angle instead of letting it collapse. So as long as I do that, my hand does not hurt. Yeah, so I figured that out, which I'm happy about because crochet is, for the most part, meditative. I also get frustrated, but that's okay. That's to do with the patterns and stuff. Anyways, so I had purchased this book a while ago. Book. It's called Cuddly Crochet Plushies, and it is by Gloria Shofowara. Shofowara. I'm going with Spanish vowels, okay. She's the creator of Crafty and Glory. So I actually looked her up. She makes these and sells them, is like her main thing. And I had bought this book whenever I bought the yarn before, and I just liked it. And I thought I could use my colors. So I started flipping through, and the first one that caught my eye was this one, Peria the Phoenix, which I successfully created. And you'll see I have a different color scheme, and that is because I did not have enough red to make that entire pattern or design. So this is my little phoenix, and this was the first one I made, and I made a lot of mistakes, but you can't really tell. Like, it's fine. I fixed them, sort of, in my weird way. What did I learn from you? Okay, so I learned that you do not need to make stacked columns. You can just go in a spiral. I guess for some reason I assumed the stacked columns would be like the default, but I think spiral is the default. I'm not sure. And then I learned, I think that was the main thing I learned there. Oh, and I learned why my hand was hurting and was able to correct that. So that was a relief. Then I made the bunny. Out of the remaining yarn from the edge of my shawl, that like brown sandy beach yarn. I made the little bunny. And this one was fun. The limbs are crocheted in, they're not sewn on. So that was fun to experience. And I didn't learn it on this one, but I was confused why the legs seemed backwards when I was putting them on. I was like, this all seems really backwards. So when I was making the next one, I realized that I was crocheting my shape from the inside out. So like if this was the shape, my needle was going out, like I'm going out and making my stitches along. And I think maybe that's not how most people do it. They do it from the outside in. So you're like this. And that would be why the legs seemed really backwards and weird. And everything was off when I was trying to attach them to my bunny. So, yeah, you know, what are you going to do? But I discovered that making the little otter, which is tailless. It's supposed to have a tail, but I ran out of this brown. And I took out so many rows. There were a lot of straight stitch rows that, I mean, the back was going to be like very rounded. And I ended up pulling them out just so that I could actually complete the shape with the yarn that I had. So anywho, it's all right though. It came out. It's when I was making the ears though that I realized that I was making my shapes inside out, because it says to put the ear in front of the needle to make sure that it lays flat. And I was like, if I put it in front of the needle, it's going to be inside the head, and that doesn't make sense. And so I was like, oh, I think I'm doing it wrong. I'm just going to keep doing it wrong because I'm not going to take everything out. We're just going to keep going. I'm still having trouble with these color changes where it's like there's one section that's one color and then you switch to another, and then you switch back and you keep switching back and forth. That's still causing me some problems. I'm not quite sure what to do with that, but I will keep practicing. You know, I watch videos to try to read things and find tips and figure out what works for me. And then last but not least, I made Little Birdie. And the color scheme on this is hideous. I'm sorry. But my 3-year-old loves it, so it's fine. You can enjoy his little bird. And I actually succeeded in getting my shape the correct way around on this one and stitching it from the outside in. Yay me, we're making progress. But you can tell I'm having problems with my colors running out. Like the coral didn't even last for the whole wing. And I switched to this pink. And then that's how that went. But oh, what was I? Well, anyways. So those are the creations that I've made most recently. And I'm not sure where I'm going next with it, but I needed to share these tonight because tomorrow they're going to people as gifts, and so I won't have them to display and show off. So I needed to film and have a little chit chat about my creations right now. So happy Christmas Eve, even though you'll be watching this, who even knows when I finally get it set. Period says goodbye. Okay. Take care.